Welcome to Hornbill TV's explainer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Al Nguli. Israel's relentless onslaught against the Palestinian militant group Hamas continues, ladies and gentlemen. Besides deliberate, large-scale destruction to life and property, the armed conflict is also bringing in tragic, unexpected complications. On Tuesday, an estimated 300 to 500 people were killed in an explosion at the Al Ali Arab Hospital in Gaza City. This triggered a spat of finger-pointing among Israel and Hamas and other Palestinian organizations. It also led to some tense moments in the diplomatic circles between Israel and its Western allies, especially the United States. The Hamas claimed that the explosion was caused by an Israeli rocket attack, but the Israeli government denied it in the outright. It maintained that the Israeli forces had no role in the attack, and instead, the Israeli forces blamed the Hamas. However, amid all the blaming, new visuals and media information seem to point to something very new, ladies and gentlemen. Interestingly, this time, the name of another Palestinian militant group has come up, the Islamic Jihad. The Israeli military has blamed the Islamic Jihad for firing a barrage of rockets into Israel, one of which misfired and landed right on the hospital. To support this claim, the Israeli Defense Force released video and radar visuals as proof that the explosion was caused by a malfunctioning Islamic Jihad rocket, which eventually fell on the hospital. Further, Israel released what it said was a transcript of a captured conversation between Hamas operatives reacting in realization that the explosions were actually caused by a Palestinian rocket. More of this event in this explainer. First, let's have a look at what the Palestinian leadership said after the tragic destruction of the hospital in response to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's statement that the Islamic Jihad was responsible for the Gaza hospital attack. The Palestinian ambassador to the United Nations, Riyad Mansour, issued a statement. Mansour called Netanyahu a liar. That was the exact word that he used. Mansour alleged that Netanyahu's digital spokesperson tweeted that Israel did the hit on the hospital, thinking that there was a base for Hamas around the hospital. The tweet was subsequently deleted. That's what the Palestinian leader claimed. The envoy claimed that it had a copy of the tweet and that Israeli forces were changing the story to try to blame the Palestinians. Again, Mansour said the Israeli army spokesperson made a statement in which he called for evacuation of the hospitals. Their intention, the Palestinian leader said, was to evacuate the hospitals or they would be hit if they don't. After news about the hospital hit broke out, the IDF spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagri said that a trajectory analysis by the IDF's operational systems indicated that a barrage of rockets was fired by militants in Gaza. These rockets passed through in close proximity to the Al Ali hospital in Gaza at the time it was hit. That's what the spokesperson said. Intelligence from a few sources indicated that it was actually the Islamic Jihad which was responsible for the failed rocket launch which hit the hospital in Gaza City. In addition, Hagari said there are two independent videos which show the failure of the rocket launch and the continuation of the rocket's flight towards the ground within the Gaza stream, falling in the hospital's compound. Hagari said further that radars detected ongoing rocket fire at the same moment the blast at the Gaza hospital occurred on Tuesday. Further, the Israeli military intercepted communications between terror groups indicating that the Islamic Jihad had fired the rockets. The army has determined that there were no Air Force, ground or naval attacks in the area at the time of the blast at the hospital. the Islamic Jihad has dismissed the claims of the Israeli forces. Instead, this organization has accused Israel of trying hard to evade responsibility for the brutal massacre it committed. That's what it said. Now let's check out the visuals of the moment the rocket hit the Al Ali Arab hospital. There are videos across news media establishments on the internet about the explosion. The videos appear to show the moment a rocket fell short and exploded inside the Palestinian territory on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. According to one visual, surveillance camera footage from the native Hazara shows a large barrage of rockets being launched from northern Gaza. This is followed by a massive blast in the strip, apparently caused by a failed projectile. You can watch this. Another video also taken from the native Hazara also appears to match the footage taken by Al Jazeera, the news organization, which also showed a rocket apparently misfire and landing inside Gaza. You can see that. So it looks like it broke halfway in the middle, and then right there, it lands right there after it flew halfway. There it is. So it seems the explosion happened at two locations, when one of the projectiles showed to have split halfway mid-flight and falling in that area that you can see now. The outgoing rocket fire emerges from a distance before it appears to explode and break apart mid-air. Right after, you can see two explosions. One explosion is smaller, while the bigger explosion takes place in what is purported to be the Al Ali Arab hospital. So that's the same area where the failed rocket fell in. Still, another video said to have been published by Palestinian media outlets purports to show the blast at the hospital. You can check out this visual here. So this is the immediate impact of the rocket that fell midway, and that is supposed to be the hospital site, ladies and gentlemen. The Israeli forces' real admiral Daniel Hagri revealed that the Israeli forces intercepted communication between Hamas members talking about rockets misfiring. The communication projects the surprise of the terrorists in that audio as they realized that the rocket had misfired. And interestingly, they realized that this is not an Israeli rocket, but from one of their own from within Gaza City. The IDF spokesperson said that the terrorists even made specific reference to the Al Ali Arab hospital. Hagari translated the conversation of the two Hamas members in the audio. According to the spokesperson, the first Hamas person says, "I am telling you, this is the first time we are seeing something like this falling. And so that is why we are saying it belongs to the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. But they are saying it's from the Hamas." That's what the first person is saying. Then the second person, Hamas person, questions the first man, saying, "What? They are saying it's from us, the Hamas?" Then the first Hamas person says, "They are saying that the shrapnel from the missile is actually a bunch of local pieces. They are not like the Israeli shrapnels. They are not like pieces that are made by the Israelis." So the other guy is saying surprise. Then couldn't the rocket found a better place to explode instead of exploding on the hospital. That's what the translation from the IDF says. Here's the audio of the two Hamas operatives talking about the rocket failure. The Israeli Defense Forces released this video. Listen to it.
بقول لك أول مرة بنشوف الصاروخ زي هيك والشظايا هذه، فبقول لك تبع الجهاد الصواريخ الجهاد الإسلامي يعني.
ايه؟
فهم بقولوا تعاون الجهاد الإسلامي.
انه من عندنا هذا؟
شكله من عندنا.
مين اللي بيقول هيك؟
بيحكوا إنه الشظايا تبعت الصاروخ إنه الشظايا محلية مش زي شظايا.
ايش بتقول؟ سبحان الله، من عندنا ما لقاش غيرين بجرسبي.
عاد هذول تلاقيهم من المقبرة الورا دي بفلت محط فيهم. ايش اصدر بتلاقيهم طالعين من المقبرة الورا المستشفى المعمداني دي اللي هو فسه ونزل عندهم.
هو في مقبرة وراه؟
المعمداني ولك عند الساحة بالضبط.
هي وين لما تدخل على الساحة؟
أول ما تدخل على الساحة تدخلش على البلد، عيدك اليمين في مستشفى المعمداني.
عرفتها.
Third, we have intelligence, some that will be shared here, of communication between terrorists talking about rockets misfiring. The terrorists realize that the rocket has misfired and made specific reference to the Al-Hali Al-Ma'dani hospital. I would want to let everybody hear the conversation, and I will do the translation in English. I'm telling you, this is the first time that we see missile like this falling, and so that's why we are saying it belongs to the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. What? They are saying it belongs to the PGI. It's from us? It looks like it. Who says this? They are saying the shrapnel from the missile is local shrapnel and not like Israeli shrapnel. What are you saying, Abu Amar? But God bless, it couldn't have been found another place, not the hospital, to explode? Never mind, yes, Abu Raji. They shot it from the cemetery behind the hospital. What? They shot it coming from the cemetery behind the Al-Mahadani hospital, and it misfired and fell on them. There's a cemetery behind it? Yes, Al-Mahadani is exactly in the compound. Where is it when you enter the compound? You first enter the compound and don't go towards the city. It's on the right side of Al-Mahadani hospital. Yes, I know it.
Interestingly, the New York Times reports that rockets fired by Palestinian armed groups, including Islamic Jihad, have a history of occasionally malfunctioning and hitting civilian neighborhoods in the past too. Before Tuesday's blast, health authorities in Gaza said at least 3,000 people have died in Israel's 11-day bombardment that began after October 7th, when the Hamas terrorists attacked southern Israeli communities, in which 1,400 people were killed approximately, and around 200 were taken into Gaza as hostages. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Al. See you next time.